Alright, check this out. You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is still a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they're saying I love you. In this we can rely. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. What's up, folks? Today, what I want to do is show you guys. Actually, I want to show you anything. Actually, what I want to do is tell you why you should never take another piano class again, and here is why. Psych. First of all, I mean, piano classes are cool, right? They're great, but sometimes piano classes end up being like a doctor who doesn't really want you to get well, right? They do want you to get well, but they want you to get well so slowly that what they let you, hey man, just come back, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. Or a drug dealer that wants to get you hooked. Or a pastor of a church that doesn't really want you to read the Bible for yourself. See, you can read the Bible for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can self medicate. That's cool. If you want to smoke or if you want to do whatever you want to do to a healthy degree. You want to just smoke a little. No, not wrong with that. Smoke a little. No, that's so you can't. But no, beside the point. Just kidding, guys. Really, what I'm saying is, stop with the bullshit. Stop with the bullshit is really what I'm trying to say. Okay, cut the crap. Just get over all the bullshit. A minor, suspended, natural major. Fuck all that. All right, you don't need none of that shit. There, I said it. If you want to make music, no, I take that back. I take all that back. If you want to be a musician, and if you would like to be proficient in the art of musicality, and you'd like to have technical proficiency, and you'd like to have a fluent knowledge in all of the history and all of that, you should definitely study music as you would any other sacred study and stick to it so rigidly. When I hear people talking about that, like with music, and you gotta have those type of people. You have to have them. I don't know why, but they gotta be there. But when I hear them talking, I'm like, man, you don't know shit about music. You probably haven't even heard a song a day in your life. All you heard was these ideas. You're hearing all these ideas coming together that you studied. Oh, there's that idea. There's that idea. Oh, wow, look at that idea. And you're looking at a whole bunch of different pixels and different colors, but you don't ever see the actual picture. And that's sad because you can go your whole life without being able to appreciate the music in the way that the musician that created it really was expecting you to. He probably wasn't expecting you to just take it apart. Some of them do. There's a lot of musicians that want you to take it apart and see, hey, look what I did here. Hey, man, check this out. Hey, man, watch this little thing I did here. And those people, you could always tell them apart, and they kind of seem pretentious when you're listening to them. To me, they sound pretentious. They sound like they're just trying to impress me. I'm not going to a show to be impressed. And that's what a lot of people really don't understand when it comes to music. Hey man, these people don't have no lyrics, man. These people, I made a beat with somebody, and the beat did numbers, way much more numbers than I done, with anything else. But when I'm showing the beat to the people, they're like, okay, but where's the when all I hear is all I hear is like just simple synths, man. I don't really hear any real music. So fucking what? People aren't going to have a technical feast of their ears. They're going to feel something, to have an experience that they can only get from what whoever is giving it to them is able to do. If it's not you, you won't do the numbers. You won't make the money. I don't care how proficient you are, how great you are, how technically, uh, how many songs you can play. That doesn't matter because you can go under any bridge in any city and and find somebody that's gonna play you 1,000 songs, and they're gonna be so good that you're gonna be like, hey man, why are you under a bridge? And some of them are really, actually, really good, and there are other reasons that they're under a bridge. They were doing the drugs we were talking about a little bit too hard, They got caught up in something else. But there are other ones that they can just play all the songs and they can do all the what seems to be what a musician would do. But what you see is that they are acting. So people, okay, I got done doing a video for the band I play in, and I was playing a song, right? We're doing shooting a video, so we weren't really none of the instruments were even plugged in, but I'm playing the song, right? And I don't even remember what key the song was in, so I'm just playing. I'm acting, right? I'm just like, okay, I know if I hit the right in the right time, it's gonna look like I'm playing it right at least. But I even even then I realized when we watched the video, I just got one hand just resting on the keyboard. I'm like, this hand just resting. I'm like, okay, that doesn't even look natural. Hopefully it'll get overlooked. But what happens is a lot of people can take it a step further in the acting process, and not only okay, so the music is actually on. They can hear it, right? So they can hear the notes that they're playing, but it's like it's they're acting, right? So they can. It's like okay, if they looked at the notes, like somebody looked at the video playing it, and they can match the buttons that they were pressing, regardless of what is coming out. Right? If they can do that good enough, when you do add the music, they're gonna be hitting those notes that makes it sound like the melody that they're hearing. You feel what I'm saying? So you're gonna be like, okay, he can play. He knows how to play music. No, he does not know how to play music. A deaf person can play that. Like a deaf person can play all that stuff and never have ever heard it before. And there are deaf people that can actually relate what they're playing to the tones in their head, so they can make those images and make those forms in their head to make where the music makes sense. But for the most part, if you can't hear it, you're not going to be able to anything other feel anything other than the beat, which is a lot. But you get more. You can express more from the actual notes, right? But if you're deaf, you won't be able to hear those notes. You can see the rhythm. Excuse me. Sorry. But you won't be able to hear the notes, okay? So, I tell to say, of course, you're going to take lessons and all that. Of course, you're going to read these books to find out what other people have come up with and shortcuts. That's all it is. These are tips and tricks. All books are, all history is, everything that anybody else can tell you is a tip and a trick. That's it. It's not knowledge. It's not history. History is just a message from the past. That's just somebody's, and you have to interpret it. So when you have all this history of music and all this history of all these different people who came up with all this stuff, they didn't come up with it. They didn't discover it. That stuff was already there. They just gave their interpretation of it, just like everybody else does. but their interpretation was just more widely accepted, and it lasted longer because they were, I guess they were just more in tune with the natural resonances that come about in nature. That's all it really was. So when you look at music and you look at how these things came about, there's a natural thing versus an arbitrary thing. Um, and the things that tend to be more natural tend to be more classic. They tend to last longer because they didn't progress from this arbitrary place, this throwaway place. Things that are arbitrary really don't last that long. Things that are just thrown together fall apart, right? People that build a house of straw, of all the other stuff that the people that the big bad wolf blew down, they didn't last. But the guy that laid the bricks, right? He laid them out, right? Brick, 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 brick. He didn't just throw the bricks together and like stay. He had to stack them up. There was a strategy. There was a plan. There was a methodology. 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 There was a methodology, right? And that methodology showed them the way versus them trying to create the methodology. You follow the method to wherever it leads you. So, as a musician, when you're trying to make music and you're thinking, okay, I want to make a song, that's the wrong way to think about it unless you already have a song in your head. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't just want to make a song because you should already, okay, there's a song in my head. Okay, how do I get that song out? Okay, what's the best way to get that song out? Okay, maybe I can structure the song better and get a better roadmap of what I'm doing if I can understand scales. Oh man, you know what? My song does kind of lie within that scale, but it's not really that scale. It's in a different scale. Oh, okay. They call that a minor scale. Okay, and that is just one of the modes of the major scale. Has many modes. Ah, okay. So you're seeing these things are emergent properties of something that's already there. These people didn't come up with this stuff. That was something that they observed. That was an observation, not a creation, not an invention. None of this stuff was invented in music theory. None of that stuff was invented. These people discovered it maybe a little bit. I mean, you can say they discovered it because they brought it to light to the new generation. But this stuff I'm sure was always around and people always knew about it. But they probably never codified it or made a theory out of it or made it something that was so rigidly dogmatic. That's the problem that people have sometimes. They make things so rigidly dogmatic. They forget the dogma came from something else. So music, when you're looking at it, when you're trying to learn it, if you want to look at it as a musician, if you have like songs in your head that you want to get out, if you have things that you want to express, then don't look at it from a educational standpoint. That's going to but you do want to educate yourself enough to fulfill your task because ultimately you want to teach yourself. So follow the music, follow it wherever it leads you, and that is going to be a roadmap. And then understand that people have also done the same things, and that people that maybe weren't as musical, they're more technical. So they're looking at music from a technical standpoint, or they're looking at music from a different vantage point than a musician. A musician may be looking at it. So you want to look at them too, because they can offer you things from different perspective. Just because they are acting the music out doesn't mean that they can't add some type of value to the music. I just don't like when people confuse the two, the actor for the musician, because there are great musical actors in the world and they're good at what they do. They fulfill a certain need that is in the world, so you can't knock them for it. But just don't confuse an actor in music with a musician who is coming up with the songs, who probably won't get any recognition for what they're doing, or won't get nearly enough. They won't, but they are the ones that are advancing the music. You see, a player piano and a person playing the piano, you know, are going to produce the same result. But the person that's reading the music is different from the person that's writing the music. Those are two very very different things, and they seem the same because the end result is the same thing, but it's very very far apart from each other. So that's important to look at, and hopefully that will give you some type of idea of what you want to do with your music, because everybody is not a musician, but everybody seems to love music. So people want to express their love for music in ways that even if they don't have the ability to create, they want to share that music. So they might want to learn songs that they can play for other people, or they may be a vocalist and may not be able to, and just they can sing. So they want to be able to, play songs and sing along with it. And it's just different reasons why you don't have to be a musician to enjoy and appreciate and participate in the musical experience. Um, and you don't have to conform to the rigidness of as a musician. You don't have to conform to the rigidness of music theory, of the institutional music that has been created to fit you into this genre, fit you into this particular mode. You don't have to do all that. Just be who you are, appreciate music for what it is, and follow the music.